Greetings, my friends. Please consider supporting me in my war to save pop culture by subscribing to my channel and possibly even becoming a channel member for exclusive videos, access to Doomcock emojis, and more. And if you like this video in particular, please consider using the new Super Thanks feature and putting a tip in the tip jar located next to the like buttons down at the bottom of the video. Thank you for watching, and now, on to the video. Disney is doing it again. Obi-Wan Kenobi is nothing less than the Last Jedi all over again. A bold statement, but one that I aim to prove by the end of this video. This is an important video, people, because Kennedy is being much more clever this time around, and I hate thinking that Lucasfilm would get away with this deception. So I hope that you will spread this video and help everyone take the red pill I'm offering here, because it's time to wake up. They're doing it to us again. The degradation and destruction of Luke Skywalker was no accident. It's part of Kennedy's obsession, the systematic dismantling and subversion of the very universe she swore to George Lucas she'd protect. And why? Because the Force is female. Because intersectional feminism is Kennedy's ultimate goal. Because to dismantle the so-called patriarchy, one must attack its pillars on every front, including pop culture. I'm so angry as I do this review, because I've seen the third episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I can sum up my review in this way. Episode 3 was an excellent episode built on top of a rotten foundation. And that rotten foundation is the fundamental abuse of Obi-Wan Kenobi. This was not unexpected. After all, in The Force Awakens, they completely humiliated Han Solo, who forgot where he parked the Falcon for 30 years, only showing up to have the amazing Wanda Ray show him how to fly the damn thing. And then later on, strolling right into the business end of a lightsaber. And then, in The Last Jedi, they utterly annihilated Luke Skywalker, and those poor deluded souls who saw it in theaters actually paid money to behold the spectacle of a pop culture icon of masculine bravery and nobility, humiliated and perverted to the point where we could no longer regard him as a hero. Just a sad, washed-up, cowardly quitter who ran away from his responsibilities at the first sign of trouble, who tried to kill his own nephew, who betrayed his Jedi calling to suck on space manatees and eat fish. They turned Boba Fett into a wimpy, ineffectual, back-to-tank soaking dipshit who, much like other inert bodies, just occupied space, while chicks on Vespas drove around doing his fighting for him. And now, Lucasfilm under Disney has turned their eyes toward one of the last unsullied white males in the original Star Wars pantheon, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I am seething with anger as I make this video, because what Kennedy and director Deborah Chow have brought us is a camouflaged bit of character assassination. Whereas Luke Skywalker was publicly beheaded without any fanfare, out in the open for everyone to clearly see, this bit of character assassination is sly. So sly that many of you may not clearly see what's going on. And the point of this video is to reveal how Kennedy is pulling off the Obi-Wan deception, a quiet character assassination under cover of an otherwise fairly decent narrative. It's much harder to see through the agenda and the degradation of a classic character like Kenobi when you have some fairly powerful smoke and mirrors going on, one of which is none other than Darth Vader. Yes, my friends, Darth Vader makes an appearance in Episode 3, which should come as no surprise to anyone given his appearance in Episode 2. And this Vader is excellent. Vader is a terrifying presence, and he appears with the violence and fury of a storm. I have a spoiler for the episode that I will discuss at the end of this review. And I will clearly signal when I'm about to discuss that spoiler so that those of you who want to avoid it will have ample opportunity. But I will simply say this at this point. The end of Vader and Obi-Wan's encounter is a joke. I mean, what happens is just awful. It made me laugh out loud, and up to that point, I was rather enjoying everything Vader did. And then in perfect Disney tradition, they blew it big time. But as I said, we will discuss that scene only at the end, and only because it plays so perfectly into Disney's character assassination of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So no spoilers until the end, and you will have warning. Let's look at the facts here. Like Kennedy turned the heroic Luke Skywalker into the bitter, cowardly Jake Soywoker, so too is she turning the wise and calm Kenobi into a wimpy little puss. Kennedy, it seems to me, hates men, or at least hates the idea of masculinity, of masculine heroism, nobility, courage, and sacrifice. Those are all adjectives I'd apply to Kenobi as created by Alec Guinness back in 1977. Kenobi was a space Gandalf in a sense, a calm, wise, and unflappable wizard who always had a twinkle in his eyes, always knew what to do, and feared nothing, not even death, which he faced with the zen-like calm of a true Jedi in the original movie. Now let's take a hard look at what they've done to Obi-Wan Kenobi decades later in his own damn show. The premise here is Kenobi is suffering from PTSD, which is a known affliction that impacts thousands of our veterans who have been traumatized by combat. And far too many Star Wars fans, confronted with a cowardly Jake Kenobi, shrug and say, well, he's got PTSD, as if that makes it all okay. Hey, leave the poor guy alone, he's traumatized, it's understandable, but folks, open your eyes. The same thing can be said for Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. Luke saw his Jedi school destroyed by his nephew Ben Solo. He saw his own dark side arise when thoughts of killing Ben motivated him to seriously initiate the attempt to murder him, standing over his bed with his lightsaber. Luke was broken by that, all of that, and so he ran away. The thing to remember here is, all of this was, of course, in the hands of the writers. They chose to arrange these events to give them a plot-driven excuse to do what they wanted with Luke Skywalker, to degrade him horribly, show him to be bitter and cowardly, to say the Jedi are bullshit, to toss his lightsaber away, turn away Rey, who seeks to learn the Force, to seek the destruction of the Jedi Scrolls. The writers wanted to destroy Luke Skywalker in the eyes of fans, to attack the male fans, and undermine the so-called patriarchy that KK is so fucking worked up about, and trying to find excuses within the narrative to support and reconcile the character assassination of Luke Skywalker is missing the point entirely. The whole film was just an excuse to ruin a masculine icon, to demoralize male fans and strike a blow for intersectional feminism, and they're doing the same damn thing here. Consider the setup. Put aside how nice it is to see Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen again, and focus on what they're actually showing us of Kenobi, forcing us to watch under the guise of entertainment. Obi-Wan Kenobi has been farting around doing menial labor for 10 years as the show opens. He's supposed to be watching over Luke Skywalker. That's his sole mission now. So how is he pursuing his mission? Obi-Wan has not contacted Qui-Gon Jinn as Yoda instructed, although it seems like he's tried in a half-ass way, but that's not here nor there. Obi-Wan has clearly not been keeping up in his training in the Force. We see that clearly because he only uses the Force once in 3 episodes to save Leia when she's falling off a building. And even then, it's a huge strain for him, a ridiculously huge strain for a Jedi Master. And he protects Luke so well, he buries his own lightsabers in the sand. Anakin's lightsaber and his own. He just buries them and leaves them. So I ask you, how the hell is Obi-Wan protecting Luke exactly? If trouble comes and threatens Luke, Obi-Wan has no lightsaber to defend him with. He hasn't been practicing his Force skills, so they're pretty much of little use to him in an emergency. And worse, Kenobi no longer even believes in the mission, no longer believes in the Jedi. As badly as Kenobi has neglected his mission and failed in every regard, that way, he is shown to be even more cowardly than Luke. Look at how they have Obi-Wan behave. When the Inquisitors come to Tatooine looking for rogue Jedi, they show up in the square, chop a woman's hand off for no reason, they threaten Uncle Owen himself, Lars Owen himself, as Reva holds the lightsaber to his throat. and says, "Tell me where Kenobi is or I'll kill you." And since she, moments ago, chopped a woman's hand off just for shits and giggles, we know that Reva means it. And what does Kenobi do? He cowers and hides. A real hero would have stepped out and fought or surrendered himself to save lives, but no, Kenobi looks scared and sweats as he hides, saying, "Ah well, tough luck, Owen." He's absolutely prepared to let Uncle Owen be executed to save his own ass. Is this Obi-Wan Kenobi? Apologists for Disney will say, well, but he had to stay hidden to protect the mission. What mission? Kenobi isn't training in the Force anymore. He hasn't contacted Qui-Gon, and he buried his lightsaber in the sand, so don't tell me about his mission. Indeed, Kenobi, in his own words, repudiates the mission. When another escaped Jedi turns up at Kenobi's camp asking for help, asking for advice, and what does Kenobi tell him? "The Jedi are dead. A fire has gone out of the universe. Give it up, my good fellow. Go bury your lightsaber in the sand and forget about it. Don't you people see? This is the Last Jedi all over again. Don't be stupid. They're pulling this shit again. Even though the packaging is better and the story is more entertaining, it's built on a rotten foundation. Kenobi does not believe in the Jedi anymore. They're dead as far as he's concerned. They lost, and that's that. Look at the two instances. They are one and the same. Luke gave up on the Jedi. Kenobi gave up on the Jedi. Luke is bitter and cowardly. Kenobi is bitter and cowardly, actually hiding fearfully in the warehouse as Reva hunts him, obviously too chicken shit to fight her. Luke ran away from his responsibilities and his friends. Kenobi has run away from his responsibilities and his friends by stopping his training and doing nothing to prepare for coming battles. Luke tossed his lightsaber away. Kenobi buried his lightsaber. Same thing. Luke eats nasty fish. Kenobi eats nasty desert fish. My God, people, open your eyes. Don't let Disney get away with this. If you hated The Last Jedi and you're okay with this, you're being fooled, because this is every bit as bad. In the end, the Jedi that Kenobi turned away gets killed by the Inquisitors. What a chicken shit Kenobi is. He is no longer one with the Force. In fact, they are showing us a Kenobi through 3 episodes that uses the Force once, and that ineptly. We are not seeing Kenobi at the height of his powers because they want to strip him of his powers. They want him to be emasculated. And by watching this, we are participating in the emasculation of Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's not really guarding Luke or anyone. He has completely given up. And you can say he has PTSD. Well, you can say the same of Luke, and it's no excuse. The writers gave him that PTSD, and it was bullshit in The Last Jedi, and it's bullshit now. Kennedy just wanted another chance to degrade a legacy character. And here we come to the final scene in Kenobi that I warned you about, the cherry on top of this shit sundae. So, as of now, what I'm about to share with you is a spoiler. So, if you don't want to hear it, step away from the video. But I tell you what, it's bad, okay? So last chance. And here is more evidence of the total degradation of Kenobi. You have been warned. A probe droid identifies Kenobi, and Vader comes to the planet. I will say that Vader was fantastic. At least in this episode, he behaves with the rage and ferocity we saw at the end of Rogue One. And it would be epic and fantastic, except how does Obi-Wan react? Like a punk, folks. Like a punk. Obi-Wan Kenobi, that brave space wizard we fell in love with so long ago in a galaxy far, far away. Obi-Wan Kenobi tries to run away. He's panicking. He only engages Vader when he absolutely has to, and it's a sorry-ass spectacle. Vader smacks him down. He force lifts Kenobi. He sets a fire and drags Kenobi through the fire. Vader wants Kenobi to suffer, as he did. Vader then blows the flames out and is about to capture Kenobi for more torture when Kenobi gets saved by a woman. Well, of course. The Mama Sand Snake from Game of Thrones snipes at the stormtroopers and hits a canister of the very fuel Vader used to start his fire, and a big wall of flames erupts between Vader and Kenobi. Then Vader... Oh God, this made me laugh out loud and hold my head in pain. Vader simply watches a bulky loading droid drag Kenobi slowly away to safety. Oh, Vader, oh my God, Vader has combed the galaxy looking for Kenobi for 10 years apparently, and Vader is now gonna let a modest wall of flame stand between him and Kenobi? No fucking way! This droid is big and moves very slowly. Vader would simply force jump over those flames and get Kenobi. Or what, is the Force blocked by flames? Vader would grab Kenobi and the droid using the Force and lift them both over the barrier, but no, Vader just stands silently there, doesn't call for backup, doesn't call for aerial support, doesn't order the stormtroopers to run through the fucking flames in pursuit. It was a laughably bad ending to what was a pretty damn good episode otherwise, built as it was, however, on the rotten foundation of the Jake Soy Wokering of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Disney has learned nothing, people. That much is clear now. Let's face it, it's 2022, my friends. And here we have The Last Jedi, all over again. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha.